2, 3, let's go.
Soccer Senseis, Rodrigo Salazar, Elias Artunda, live and direct from the planet of Queens, New York. We're both wearing Atletico Bucaramanga jerseys. That's not his, that's mine.
It's running a little large on me.
Running a little large on him, yeah. Today we are joined by Kenneth Garay, who is on ESPN Deportes, and he knows everything. He knows soccer, he knows football. He's on in the mornings with them, and I want to talk to him about how he deals with all those people who call in and talk about America from Mexico, and they start getting really, really passionate about how he deals with it as a broadcaster. I want to talk to him about Champions League. I want to talk to him about, what is it? La Despedida de Kobe?
Kobe.
Come on, we're training him in Spanish. We're going to do an all Albanian episode, but today is all in Spanish or Spanglish. Ellis, what's up, man?
Little nervous how my Spanish will come out. Me here with at the company.
Valderrama, just
greatest
don't worry about
player ever.
I could say that.
One of the great.
You can say that, yeah. You can say that. Yeah, he's one of the best ever, and maybe of all time, maybe not, maybe top 30 of all time. I'm not gonna use my Colombianness to.
What was his Colombian team? Valderrama.
He was Atletico Nacional. Yeah. So that's Valderrama, definitely. He played with the Miami Fusion here in the MLS. But did you see the game last night? Barcelona versus Real Madrid.
Wow. What happened there? Huh?
Impossible.
It was
incredible.
No one expected.
Improbable.
No one expected that Barca would come out in the quarters.
Yeah.
That was. I actually thought it would be the one team that would have back-to-back titles.
Yeah.
After the Champions League.
Which hasn't happened actually.
Which hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, all credit goes to Atletico and their coach, who just seems year in year out, who just seems to transform this team and still retain that level.
What a coach and what a player! Like, it's just perfect masterclass on how to stop Barcelona from the beginning. They were slipping and sliding everywhere, but you couldn't even say, that they put too much water on the pitch, because they probably did. But Atletico Madrid players were not slipping and sliding, so something was going on there. Let's try to connect with Kenneth. Or we keep on talking about yesterday's debacle, and let's talk about Benfica a little bit. Not bad. Raul Jimenez did really well. He used to play with Atletico. He got bought by Simeone. Hello, ¿cómo está?
Bien, la cosa es que ya te lo paso.
Okay. And he was sent to Benfica, and he did really well. He scored. Unfortunately, they couldn't get over the hump. Kenneth.
Hey guys.
What's up, man?
Good, how are you?
Good, man. Thanks for coming on the show, man. I can't see you on camera. Can you turn on your camera?
Hold on just a moment.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay, right here. Can you see me now?
There you go.
Hey, how you guys doing?
What's up?
Hey.
Yeah.
Atletico.
See, that's the way. They're both of them are dressed with an Atletico Bucaramanga shirt. That's amazing. Say hi, guys.
Hey, guys. There he is.
We're coming back from the city though, because I'm having like a semi-vacation, so I went to the city. We had 2 shows there.
Okay.
And then I'm just coming back to Connecticut. I live in Bristol.
Oh wow, nice.
I live right here, man.
Cool,
I'm the road from you guys.
Where did you grow
No,
up?
they're doing it to honor me because I'm a guest on their show. My wife is amazed that you guys like Bucaramanga. They don't like Bucaramanga. Not many people like it.
No, yo soy de Bucaramanga. I was born there.
Oh, ¿de verdad? Yo no sabía.
No, yo soy de allá. Soy chino, maricas. Yo soy de allá.
He was born there in Bucaramanga.
Bien, por algo, no vas a tener esa camisa por
No, because they're good people, not like you. They're not Chilean like you. My wife is from Chile.
Oh, okay. Hi, Kenneth's wife.
We've been together for 24 years, so that's why we talk like that.
That's okay. Understandable.
Say hi.
Hey, how are you? ¿Cómo está? Placer.
Now all Albania will know about Bucaramanga too.
It's because my co-host, that's my shirt also. He's Albanian.
It's running a little large on me, but I shrunk once I retired from the team.
Is he the one who cries every time Real Madrid wins?
Kenneth, man, thanks for joining us on the show. Appreciate it. You're like a god, to Colombians, to sports here in the United States. So, un Dios.
No digas eso, pero bueno, no, it's great to be here, guys. I was looking forward to it. I respect what you guys do a lot, and I congratulate you on your show and everything you do for soccer. Let's keep pulling towards the same direction. So, see, things like what's happening nowadays. When I first got here, I was born in New York and raised in Bucaramanga. When I first got here, came to live in the States 26 years ago, it wouldn't happen. I was with the kids yesterday at La Parrillada de Boca in Queens watching Barcelona, Atletico. On Tuesday, I went to a place named Tonic East or something.
Yeah.
Where the Real Madrid people gather. And see, it didn't happen back then. Back then, it was just a few of us that like soccer, and we didn't have the internet or anything. So I think we're living the best time for soccer in the States.
Definitely. Tell us about yourself, Kenneth. You were born in the States, in Queens, maybe?
I was born in Flushing, and my parents got divorced. And so, hold on just a moment. I think the music went on. Hold on.
Okay.
There you go.
You're seeing my living room, guys. Sorry. All right, there you go.
You go. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, you're perfect.
Okay. So I was born in Flushing, and then my parents got divorced. So actually, my mom left my dad when I was like 30 days old, my month old. So they took me down to Colombia. By the grace of God, I was raised in Bucaramanga, so I feel, I am Colombian, but I feel more Bumangues, more from Bucaramanga than even Colombian. I lived there until I was 15. Then my mom sent me to Miami to live with my grandmother.
Okay.
And that's how I learned English. I had a blue passport. I was an American citizen, didn't know a word of English when I first got here. Back then, you could still learn English in Miami, which was a good thing. Nowadays, you're lucky if you learn Spanish in Miami.
Yeah.
And then I stayed there. I met my wife, finished high school, then went to college, and I started doing radio. I had already done some radio in Colombia because when I was 11 years old, I called this radio station, Radio Bucaramanga, and gave my opinion on the local team. I used to go to soccer games every weekend in Bucaramanga. I would study hard and get good grades, so my mom would allow me to go to those soccer games. So in other words, I wasn't a good student. I just liked soccer so much that I needed to get the homework done. And so I called in. They liked what they heard. So when I was 11, I actually debuted. I went to the station. I went to a local tournament. They invited me to a local tournament called Hexagonal de la Marte, which is a bunch of amateur teams where professional players come and get mixed with youngsters. And I started there. And then I used to go to the radio station, and then after that, I did some radio in Radio Primavera, Lemas de Colombia, local stations in Bucaramanga. So I already had the radio thing. More than anything, I'm a radio animal. Radio is the TV and the written press came after, and that was like an added value. But radio is my thing. So in the States, my first radio job was coming out of college. I went to a place called what used to be Brown Institute of Broadcasting, then became Bowler College. I got an Associate of Arts, of Science in Broadcast Journalism. And then my first job was out of West Palm Beach at a station called 1190 AM on Seco. After we did the 1994 World Cup there, and then moved to Miami. In Miami, I worked in different stations, Cadena Azul, La Poderosa, Unión Radio, until Caracol hired me. Spent 10 years in Caracol. Then the offer from ESPN came. I moved to Bristol, Connecticut. And I've been here 11 years. And not only soccer. Then I began doing play-by-play. I fell in love with American football as well. So I began doing play-by-play. So nowadays, actually, I've been blessed with the opportunity to call 7 Super Bowls. I've been to 16 of them. And then always called. I used to be the color commentator. Now I've been doing play-by-play for years of soccer. I've been to the World Cup 4 times, and also basketball. I did the Timberwolves in Spanish. I used to fly from Miami to Minnesota. And nowadays, I'm actually doing all 3 of them. I just did the NCAA on TV with ESPN for Latin America and some NBA games, and also soccer and American football. So that's the 3 things I do. But you guys know, I mean, soccer is like more than more than a sport. For people like me, it's like a religion. It's like a son, like a daughter. Everything else is sport. The NFL, NBA, baseball, everything else is sport. Soccer is something else.
Yes, definitely. Let's start with ESPN Deportes. ¿Cómo ustedes hacen para que esa gente que llama por teléfono no los vuelvan locos? Because sometimes when they call you,
no los vuelvan locos. I think I lost you for a second. Say it again.
Like when they call on ESPN Deportes, there's a lot of passion, like you said, about your team, et cetera, et cetera. How do you stop from like just going crazy? Some of these people don't know, like, stuff, and they just keep on talking about it, and you're like, how do you not bite your tongue about not talking down at them in a way?
Well, I like, radio has changed a lot. Before, when I first started doing radio for Spanish audience here in the States, we would give scores of every league in the world, because that was the only means of for them to know what was happening in their country. So nowadays, what people are interested on is the actual opinion, the debate. Some people call and they're disrespectful, but I gotta give it to them. Sometimes I blast at them also. I tell them a bunch of stuff, but I think people like that irreverence. They don't drive us nuts. At the end of the day, it's a show, and we gotta express our passions. I know sometimes we kind of walk on that fine line between being disrespectful and just passionate, but we like it. Actually, a lot of the people that calls on us or send us mean tweets and all that, if they don't have bad words, I retweet it, just because I know it's part of the show, and if they don't like what I say, if they don't like what I think, well, that's their problem. I'm gonna say it regardless.
You're very active on social media. I see that in the morning, like you like you said, even if it's a criticism, you put it out there. How has that changed the whole atmosphere of the sport and journalism?
See, the thing is, journalism is like psychology, guys. I mean, like, for instance, what you guys do, this show that you guys have, the Senseis, you wouldn't have had an audience 25 years ago, because it was tough or different. Everything was so black or white. Nothing was gray. You couldn't be irreverent. Nowadays it's different. Nowadays, social media and an informal scenario and all that is more well liked. I think journalism has changed a lot. Now people like to interact. Now people like to drive you crazy, drive you nuts, and you hit back at them. It's totally different. And when I say it's like psychology, what I mean is journalism is not an exact science. It keeps evolving. Mm-hmm. And some people might say, hey, that's not real journalism, whatever. Those who say it, usually what happens is they don't have the capacity to adapt and adjust to change, or maybe they don't have the talent to do what you guys and I do, and that's their problem.
Exactly.
But we need to evolve as soccer continues, and we need to just try to feel a need, and that's a need people have and the audience has, to interact, to just continue the debate, to continue showing their passion.
Yes, Ellis.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Kenneth. And we've seen the evolve of all these these club fan TV channels, which we couldn't even think of back in the days. And you're right. I mean, everyone's opinion, even in soccer terms, how can we say that you're seeing so many successful coaches that probably never even played the game? How is it possible for them to succeed in this in this market? It's I think everyone's, as you said, everyone's opinion should be well taken. I'm reading a quote. Well, someone is actually watching us live and is saying Forza Barcelona, Messi, haha, and Ronaldo for president. And and I don't know how to respond to this guy, but I have the urge to respond to him right away.
No, well, I respond to him. That's beautiful. Enjoy it. Listen, no, you know what the thing is? People dislike the fact that I say Messi is the best player that ever played the game, just because they think it's a sacrilege. They think it's some kind of blasphemy to say it. And see, when I was a kid growing up, and even in Miami, people like my good friend and one of the fathers of the persons I learned the most from in journalism, Norberto Longo, rest in peace. Wow. He used to tell me, no. The soccer that you guys are watching now sucks. Good soccer was the one I saw growing up until Messi came around. Messi came around and we could tell the whole story and we could tell everybody, old, young, anybody, if they get offended, they get offended. This is the best player that ever played the game. That's my opinion. And I decided on that opinion, 4 years ago? So it didn't matter if he retired back then. So we should not be afraid to say we're living the best time for soccer ever. We're enjoying an era in which Real Madrid and Barcelona has become a local subject everywhere. That hasn't happened, and that's thanks to Messi and Ronaldo. And Ronaldo is a heck of a striker, and I admire him. But there is nobody like Messi. Messi creates soccer. Messi is a natural. Ronaldo is a good striker, but a good all-around player, the best all-around player that ever played the game, is Lionel Messi over Maradona, over Pelé, and I'm not afraid to say it anytime.
I agree with you 100%. Well, 95%, because I think Maradona maybe had a lesser squad with Napoli, so, and he won the World Cup. But what happened yesterday?
You're like El Vikingo Martella and the people I do radio in the morning with. That's the only argument. Why don't you guys say, your partner and everybody, that Pelé never won a Champions, that Maradona never won a Champions League, and that Champions League, see, soccer has changed so much, and you might agree or you might not. Soccer has changed so much that the Champions now is better than the whole World Cup.
That's true. Yeah. You're right. No, 100%.
And that's the problem.
What did Atletico Madrid do yesterday to stop Barcelona? It was beautiful, a beautiful masterclass in defense for me.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. There's a gap. Hold on. I'm right on the side of the road. I'm on a. Can I continue just like this?
Yeah, of course,
All right.
definitely.
All right. Just leave it there. You might not see me. You might not see me.
No, we see you perfectly. Don't worry. We see you.
Straight to the camera. Okay. The cop got mad just because I was pulling on the side of the road and I stayed there with. It was honking. But he left. So that's it. And the Champions has become to me the best tournament in the whole wide world. On top of not because I'm not belittling the World Cup. The World Cup is the greatest national team tournament. But nowadays, the Champions every year gives us top players playing for their bosses at their best level, and I think that's great. I think that's amazing. So we should enjoy it. And what was the question again about Barcelona and Atletico Madrid?
Yeah, how did Simeone stop Barcelona? It was great. It was very, defensive, but not overly defensive. It wasn't Catenaccio. It wasn't Mourinho-esque. It was something that he has perfected, and it's great. It was great. I mean, he did it.
I think Simeone is one of the greatest coaches. See, that defensive strategy of Simeone, I call it a work of art. To me, it's a work of art as well. Just because to be a good coach, you need to try to explode what you have at its best. And that's what Simeone was doing. So I think he's perfecting it throughout the recent times to play against Barcelona the way they're playing now. And that's good. And now, let me tell you, how did he do it? He just had the same strategy he's had against other teams. And then Barcelona has a big minus, which is Mr. Luis Enrique. To me, he's not a good coach. There was no tactical variations during the game at all, which he could have applied yesterday. I would have started rotating Messi, Neymar, and Suarez all around. I would have put Suarez to go to the right and left to the flanks and try to get a false, a fake nine in the middle, a fake center forward. It didn't happen. I think all this has gone downhill ever since the Clásico. He should have played a Clásico with backup and not give it so much importance. The team has gone downhill and Simeone was there to take advantage of it. Barcelona has taken a blow. And now it might even happen that they could lose the league. The league to me was done, but it just didn't happen. So I actually, it just hasn't happened. The league, they might still win it, but they could have secured it and they haven't, and they might lose to Valencia. So I think it was a combination of both. Simeone playing his soccer, Simeone playing a good style of soccer, planting their players on the second part of the field, and then Luis Enrique not being the coach that Barcelona needs. He's never been a good coach, if you ask me.
Who do you think would be a good coach for Barcelona?
That's a toughie. See, because what happened to Luis Enrique is the players decided not to have their coach fired after they had already done what they did to El Tata Martino. It has to be someone from the house. The best coach for Barcelona is Pep Guardiola. After that, I'm not sure what they could do. But they definitely need to think about the future. Remember, in Barcelona, the Dutch tradition has been great. Van Gaal triumphs there. Rijker did great there. Back then, Guardiola capitalizing what all those Dutch coaches, starting with one of the greatest ever, that Johan Cruyff, that just passed away. But now it's hard to finger point somebody. I think they have to think about it. But the greatest coach will be Guardiola, and I think if Guardiola comes back to Barcelona, the house will be back in order.
Ellis?
Do you see an exodus of coaches and players from the top leagues in Spain, Italy, and Germany going into England? And how do you think these other leagues will evolve, as we see even Antonio Conte and signing for Chelsea? Let's say Mourinho might come back to Man United. Is it going to become? Is it going to have such a hegemon? Are they going to be a hegemon in terms of global and marketing power in the next decade? England.
It should. England, the English Premier League to me is the best league in the world as far as the level of players. In other words, I would watch an English Premier League game over any other game in European soccer just because of the intensity. I think it's the toughest league to play in, and you could tell. I mean, now Leicester is very close to winning the Premier League title, and that's good, and that's amazing. I don't think that globally it's going to have the same effect ever, no matter how many players go there. Look, when Mourinho went to Chelsea, people stay with Real Madrid and Barcelona, which goes to show, and I like Mourinho, to me he's the best coach in the world, which goes to show that people try to follow the players and the teams with tradition. And let me tell you, just the fact that the Spanish league, or the Spanish league, however you might call it, has people like, has El Real Madrid, teams like El Real Madrid, or El Real Madrid as a team, well, makes it globally the one that everybody watches, regardless of the level of play. Remember, in Central America, for instance, all those guys, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, they grew up watching Real Madrid. And now that it's become a local subject everywhere, I don't think anybody's going to take that top place globally. But it will, as far as the Hispanic audience, the English Premier League will continue gaining popularity, no doubt. But I don't think they'll never overthrow what Spain is doing, and especially Real Madrid. Real Madrid creates a lot more passion than Barcelona. Regardless of how many titles Barcelona have had recently, when Real Madrid is there, everybody tries to follow. Even if it's with Cristiano, with James, with Bale, Real Madrid has a huge following everywhere.
Okay. Kenneth, thank you for joining us, man. Final question. Who's going to win the Champions League? Is it going to be the Bayern machine, which it looks like all Pep does is, hack a little bit in the computer, do a little thing, and then it keeps on going? Or is it going to be the crazy Atletico Madrid guys with, the defense that will not stop? They will not stop running. It's wonderful to watch. I mean, I see them like the Man United teams of the 90s, where they would die. They would die on the field for this guy named Alex Ferguson. And he's the next. To me, he's the next Alex Ferguson. Who's gonna win the Champions League?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say something that not that I like it, but I think it's gonna happen. And my son has a birth defect, and the two of them, Felipe and Sebastian, they're Real Madrid fans, which I never encourage them. I follow my only team. The only team I have in my heart is El Bucaramanga. The rest of soccer I just enjoy. But I'm going to say Real Madrid is going to win the Champions League. Not so much. I mean, Atletico Madrid has done a great job, and hopefully they'll make it to the final. I don't see Manchester City winning it, although I would like Coach Pellegrini to live on a high note. I don't think Pep Guardiola is going to win it with Bayern Munich, although, when the team is playing at its best, it's hard to beat. But see, there is no unbeatables. They were saying Barcelona was unbeatable. There is no unbeatable, especially in the two-leg series. And it's the semi-final, and it's Real Madrid that they know they have to win at least one tournament. And the champions is like a huge medicine. It will take away all the pain and all the. I mean, it'll look perfect. The season will look perfect regardless of and not being in the final of Copa del Rey. I think Real Madrid knows that. They need to play better, though. They need to play much better than what they play against Wolfsburg, even though they beat them 3-0. But regardless of that, I strongly believe that Real Madrid will win the Champions League in Milan.
Kenneth, thanks so much for joining us, man. We got to come back on and talk about Liga Postobon. I don't know. I know you watch it. It's so good right now. It's so fast paced. It's wonderful. Yeah, to me, right now, it's better than maybe the Portuguese league. I'm sorry, the Brazilian league. And Atletico Bucaramanga, they're doing really bad, but we got to come back on and talk about it.
We'll play Chico on Saturday. We'll try to beat him. We've received 10 goals in the past 2 games. We have not scored 1. But hopefully we'll stay in first division. Like that, I'm going to follow him no matter what. Guys, I enjoyed it a lot. All the best. Anytime you guys need me, it'll be a pleasure. And I'm sorry for all the moving, but hey, a cab came over and I have to just continue.
It's all right. It looks like you're in a movie and you're escaping, so it's great, man.
If I don't get called, if I get a ticket, I send you guys a bill.
Okay.
God bless you.
Thank you.